Hello and welcome guys to this Photoshop tutorial. I'm Mohammed Mashaya and I am going to teach you how to create a transform animation. Transform as in scaling an image, rotating it, skewing it, etc. But it will be in shape of an animation. So similar to what you see in front of you here, we've got a light that moves and changes color at the same time. So the transform is actually being rotated and skewed. Okay, now as you might know, this can be very difficult doing in an animation, but I have a workaround and I'm going to teach it to you today. So the prerequisite for this tutorial is actually having the light. Let's actually close this project and open our main project that we will be working on. So here, let me just rotate that by going down here to, let's say, 20, or not rotate, I mean zoom. Okay, so we've got 3 layers. The background, it's just black layer, and then the image in front of that, and here we've got the light. Okay, this is the main thing. What I want you to do, if you don't know how to do this already, is watch my other tutorial on creating a spotlight or a light beam effect. Okay, so with that in place, let's proceed. What you need to do is make sure this animation window down here is open. If it's not open, let me close it and reopen it. You just go to Windows and Animation. Okay. And then create a new layer here, an animation layer. Okay, so you do that, and that will basically duplicate the first animation frame. We'll call these frames here, and not layers. The layers are on the right here. Okay, so what you need to do is, on the second frame, let me just demonstrate that you can't actually create an animation or transform animation usually. So if I go on the second frame here, and let's say scale it up, or rotate it even, go to here, and rotate, you will see in the first frame it has rotated also. Okay, so if I just apply that, go to the first frame, what we expect to happen, or what we have expected to happen, is that the second frame has the light rotated, but not the first frame. Okay, now I do know that this is going to be a long tutorial and we're running out of time, so I have to be quick, unfortunately. So let's just undo that. Okay, but luckily, what animation we can apply is the changing in color. Okay, so if we change the color of the light here in the second frame, so we've got the second frame highlighted down there, and if you go up there into blending options and click on color overlay. Okay, so let's choose a color like a bluey color, something like that, and hit OK. So now we've got 2 frames here. The first frame is green, the second frame is blue, and here's the magic. If you click down here on Tween animation frames, right, and choose the number of frames to add, we're just going to add like 5. Actually, before we do that, we want a 0.1 second delay. Okay, now let's go back and do that again. Click there and choose 5 animations to add, and if you play that, you'll notice that Photoshop calculated the differences, the frame differences, so it created a nice animation for you automatically. Each frame changes gradually to the color, to the end color that you've chosen. Okay, so now we're going to show you the tricky part, which is actually changing the shape or the transform of the shape. Okay, so what you need to do here, or as you notice, we've got the original light in its own layer. On frame 2, what you need to do, I'm not going to explain why, because we don't have much time. I'm just going to do it and show you how to do it. So copy that layer, so you just drag it into this new layer here, and it will create a copy. Rename that to number 2, because this will be specific to frame 2. And then what we're going to do is go to the first layer and hide frame 2. Go to layer 2, unhide frame 2, layer 2, and hide the original light. But before we do that, let's just move, before we hide the original light, let's just move the light 2 a little bit. So you go up to edit, transform, and skew, and move that up a bit, like so, and apply that, and then we can hide the original light. So in the first frame we've got this one, and second frame there. Okay, and this is a pattern, so I'm going to do a couple of more so you just get the gist of it, and then I will pause the clip and you will do the rest. So let's just do number 3. So you go to original light, copy that, move it up here, name it as number 3, hide the original light and unhide the second light, because we want to move the third light up a bit. So with the third light layer highlighted there, you go to edit and transform and skew. Let's move this up a bit, so apply that, and then hide number 2. And what you need to do, because you've just created a new frame, it automatically adds it to each of the because we created a new layer, it automatically adds that layer into each of the frames. So to hide it and only let it show in frame 3, you need to go to the first frame here and highlight that third layer, and then go back to frame 3 and unhide that third layer. So let's check layer number 1, or frame number 1, sorry, I'm getting confused with frames and layers here. And then frame number 2 and frame number 3. As you can see, the animation is coming along nicely. I'll do number 4, and then I expect you to do number 5, 6 and 7 on your own. So number 4, again, copy this original light, move it up there, name it to number 4, hide the original light, unhide the third light, so we can compare the current light, we can compare the location. With that fourth layer highlighted, go to edit, transform, skew, and move it up a bit. Like so. Sorry. Okay, apply that. And hide layer 3, go to the first frame, hide layer 4 to prevent it from appearing on all the frames, and then go back to the 4th frame and unhide layer 4. Okay, listen, I know it's very confusing, or it can be, so I'll just do one more frame and then I'll leave the rest to you, I promise. So number 5, copy this again, move it up there, rename it to number 5, or hide the original light, unhide the light just before it, because we want to compare the locations. So make sure layer 5 is highlighted, go to edit, transform, skew, move it up a bit, there, make it look more natural, like so, apply. Now hide number 4, then go to the first frame, hide number 5 or layer 5, because Again, it's appearing on all the frames. We just want it to appear on frame 5. So go to frame 5 and unhide it. Now if you check here and then click there, you can see the animation coming along nicely. Now do number 6 and 7. Well, I'll just do it now because there's only 2 left and it's not going to take long. So number 6, I think I'm going to have to clip or split this clip into 2 parts. Number 6, hide that, no, edit. If you're finding this boring, just forward the clip a bit. Shouldn't take me too long though. Yeah. Hide number 5. Frame 1, hide number 6. Go back to frame 6. Unhide frame 6. Again, let's do 7 quickly. Don't want you to get bored, so I'm doing this very quickly. Trying to. Okay. Let's go there. Move it up a bit. Okay. Apply. Hide that. Go to the first frame. Hide number 7. Go back to frame 7. Unhide layer 7. Now look at the animation we've got here. Okay, but what we want this to look, well, we want this to look more natural, as in we want this light to go back to its original position naturally. So this is actually going to be much easier. I'll show you why. Simply click on frame 7 and click on the tween animation, or add tween animation again, and choose 5 frames again. Go back to go to 8, and this time what you need to do, actually we forgot to, in frame 7 we forgot to hide layer 6, so let's do that now. What has happened? Let me undo that because I don't know what has happened. Okay, let me do that again. Okay, add that. Right, go back to 8. So there, that looks better. And in frame 8, hide layer 7 and just show 6, because basically 6 will go back to 5 and 5 will go back to 4, 3 and then to 3 and then 2 and then its original position. So let's go to 9, hide layer 7, 6 and just show 5. Go to 10, hide 6, 7, go just show 4. 11, you want to show 3, and then 12, the last frame, we just want to show light number 2. Now let's play this. Oops, something dodgy is happening. So one of the frames is showing an additional light, which is you know what we did? We forgot to do. When I did frame 7, I forgot to go to frame 1 and remove it. That's what happened. So I'll do that now and then go to frame 7, and I just want this light to show on frame 7. So let's play this again. There you go. Wow, that was a long tutorial. But I hope you found it useful. This is now you can export the images individually, and you can create an animation on a website, on an application, anything. This is quite useful. And it took me a while to find out how to do this, how to create an animation of a transform, of a rotation, etc., or scale. So that's all. I hope you found it useful. Please let me know your comments and subscribe. Take care, guys.